All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on how the believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, are going to find themselves in a better position than proud worldly jakes during the day of the Lord, man. And this is going to be based off seeing the current state of the boxer, Adrian Broner, who at one time was so arrogant when it came to money that if he saw a $1 bill in his money roll, he would put them in the toilet and flush them down the toilet. There's videos online of him in Walmart getting his change, and he chuckles and starts to laugh before the cashier gives him the change. Then when they give him the change, he says, he must not know I'm AB, which is his initials, Adrian Broner. I don't need no change, bro. Throws the money, including the cash and everything like that, up in the air. You're hearing coins dropping down, hitting the floor, right? And it's just a whole level of arrogance that this guy was showing towards money. Whereas now, there's footage out on the internet of him asking a streamer that stream he's on, one of them live streaming guys, a Jake called Dean the Great. There's video out there on the internet of him asking the guy's cameraman for money so that he can get an Uber. Now, it makes you think, how many times has this Adrian Broner guy thrown money away? Because that money that he threw away probably could have added up to the amount of money that he would have needed to get that Uber to go home, right? And that's just embarrassing that he's having to ask the camera, and he's like having to try and do it silently, right? He's drunk as well while he's doing it. He's got a big fat beer belly, beer gut hanging out, right? He's lusting after 304s, right? Trying to offer them money to try and sleep with him. These times there's other men that ain't having to offer him money. Like, this is literally, the footage is literally available to see of him doing these things, man. He's walking in the room while men are in the room with a woman, turning on the lights and all kind of shit, right? Harassing them, trying to ask the woman that had clearly just got done dealing with the next geezer how much she'd take to steal with him, basically. And he's offering them 30K, and I'm like, what are you doing? But then at the same party that you're offering them woman 30K, you're asking the cameraman of the guy that's streaming on for some money for an Uber. So did you even have the 30K anyway? You're following around the guy whose stream you're on, and every time he's on a woman, you're trying to get on her to the point where the guy has to turn to you and ask you, are you gay or something? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you a F agate? You know what I mean? Like, are you trying to see my rod or something like that? What are you doing? Like, the way you're moving is like you're a hater and like you're a batty boy, man. Like, what are you doing? And the way I was moving, I would have to say the good guy was moving mad zesty, right? It was demonic how the guy was moving, man. He was moving like Sean Combs up in here, man. There's something not right about this geezer. He's like a high-level alcoholic, man. And when I was watching that video, it lets me realize the truth of this, man. When you sometimes hear these stories on these celebrities where they're being accused by women of certain things and that, yeah, you can't just assume that because you think in your mind, oh, this guy don't need to do that to a woman. He don't need to do this or that to a woman. It's always true, man, because, okay, women lie about these things, but men are also thirsty, like how this guy was moving, and the guy was moving mad thirsty, bro. He's grabbing a little midget called Baby Alien, shaking him around, spinning him all over the place, and that, threatening to throw him in the pool when he can't swim. Like, the guy's about the size of like a smaller than a 10-year-old, but he's in his mid-20s, and he's like grabbing him around, shaking him around. The other Jake that stream is on is like trying to holler at his women and not respecting him, telling him not to because he's small and he knows he could buoy him up. But then when he's around, Larry Wheels are grabbing him by both of his arms and spinning and swinging him around, that he didn't like that. But then when he finds himself in a position where he's the bigger guy, he acts like a bully, man. And that's why you can't feel sorry for these Jakes, for all these worldly Jakes, man. You can't feel sorry for them, man. They're going to find themselves, well, I'm going to get the scripture. It says they're going to find themselves in pitiful case, right? It says, I believe it says pitiful case. Yeah, here we go. It says pitiful case. And Adrian Broner's case that he's in right now is pitiful. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. And Adrian Broner is already in a pitiful case. This guy literally used to be around Floyd Mayweather and was considered to be the next Floyd Mayweather. And it's not like he was a crap boxer. He was good. I know his boxing record roughly. Well, I know it. 36 wins, right? I believe it's 36 wins, 24 by knockout. He's got like 4 losses. Never been stopped. His first loss was to Marcus Maidana. Second loss was to I think Sean Porter. Third loss was to Mikey Garcia, and I believe his last loss, no, 5 losses. Sorry, he lost to Mikey Garcia as well. I believe he lost to Manny Pacquiao, and his last loss and his last fight was to a guy called Billy Cobbs, I believe. Right, which are all 4 of them are elite level fighters, and one of them's like a mid-range kind of fighter, right? But Adrian Broner is over here boying up like small geezers and like normal, everyday, regular people that don't fight and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't you just box then? Just box. You're 36 years old. Like, that's not that old that you couldn't just have one fight and make yourself like maybe 500,000 to 2 million. Because he ain't really in the limelight that no more, to where anyone's gonna really want to take him crazy serious. He ain't in a position where he could fight Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and them kind of guys. Shakur Stevenson, he ain't in that situation, man. They'd dust him off, man. He'd be way too slow. And if he hadn't been dusting him, like ruining himself like that, he could have probably jumped on a like one of them kind of celebrity crossover fights where he fights like a guy that's in decent shape but's a celebrity of another sport, man. That requires to be fit. But the guy's drunk on stream, harassing women. He was harassing them, right? He was harassing women, threatening to unalive people, just walking around. He's with his trousers halfway down his ass. And I'm like, mate, you're in your mid-30s. What are you doing? Buy a belt, bro. He's seeing this guy that streams on kissing women, and he's trying to literally get in the middle of the kiss and try and kiss them as well. Like, just hating and acting like a you know what, man, like a alphabet and a rainbow. Like, the guy's in a despicable position. But at one point he was like close to Floyd Mayweather, right? Real close. Considered to be the next Floyd. Had talent. He had the talent to beat Marcus Maidana. He had the talent to. He just was an alcoholic, man. And ruined his whole life. Just ruined his whole life, man. You can't be a boxer and be an alcoholic at the same time. Those two things go against each other, man. And there's many brothers in the truth right now that would have wanted to be combat sports athletes. That was the thing that a lot of them wanted to do. I'm one of them. And then when you end up seeing these guys that did end up doing that, it makes you be like thankful to Yahweh that he took you away from doing those things, or whatever means he took you away from doing them, man. Because that could have been us. We could have ended up with all this money and then ended up with all these fake people around us and ended up around these nightclubs and all around these rappers that want to try and be our friend, but they're living a completely different lifestyle to us, so they don't care whether we drink or not. Being one of these clowns that throws money in the strip club, we could have been like that. Being an alcoholic that's thinking that people are your boy, but they're really just using you for your money. We could have been like that. So it's a good thing that we didn't end up like that, because now we ended up with the truth, right? And when these people in the world, these rich jakes in the world, end up falling because that doesn't matter no more, we're going to be in a better position than them. Just like how right now every brother in the truth is in a better position than Adrian Broner. We ain't going to go somewhere that we need to ask somebody for money to send us on an Uber home. We'd just rather not go to that place, man, until we got the money and guarantee that we got the money to bring ourselves home. That's how we'll do things. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Now, it's almost guaranteed 100% that Adrian Broner heard about the truth, either deep into his fame or near the latter end. But did he claim it? Or does he just glorify himself? AB, about billions, always balling. I'm the can man. Anybody can get it. And all of this, exuding extreme levels of pride, right? And thinking that he the man. But if you see the destitute state that the geezer's in now, it's truly sickening. The guy is like 5'6", but he looks like he weighs about 200 pounds, and about 50 of them pounds are in his belly. Like he looks a complete state. He's trying to offer. He's trying to say, "Oh, I'll pay me $1,000 and I'll cut my beard off," and then it ends up being a thing where he doesn't even end up getting paid $1,000. He doesn't even end up getting paid $1,000. He just ends up cutting his beard off over a game of rock paper scissors. This is the situation that this guy's found himself in. And who ain't no telling what kind of selling soul activity that these Jakes have did back when it was in the height of their fame. And ain't no telling what kind of dodgy things these guys did at a party. Because if this guy's doing this stuff at a party when there's a camera on him and he knows that there's a camera on him because it's a live stream, what the hell was this guy doing when he didn't know, when there wasn't no cameras, when he at the height of his fame? There's stories out there of this guy just being in a nightclub and you're hearing that he just went up to a woman that he doesn't know, walked right up to her and started kissing her, and people are trying to drag him off and it's not working, and then people have to pull out their phone. I've heard about these things. Now, these are things that I considered alleged, but when you see how he's going, when I saw how he was going on in that party, I was like, man, when I heard that story, I was like, man, the guy probably did it because he's arrogant, man. But then he's not as much of a tough guy as you think, because he wouldn't act like that in a room full of people that he know can box as well. He changes tune, man. He knows who to try and bully like that, man. He wouldn't even try and go on like that with like a guy that's just very big. He'd change up the way how he goes on a little bit, man. He wouldn't try and do that with a hench Jake. He's on a bully kind of thing, man, and that's why it's hard to feel sorry for this guy. I don't feel sorry for him, man, because he's proud. Verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Adrian Broner received a whole bunch of benefits. There ain't never no time that somebody that's extremely wealthy would throw away $1 bills. Why are you going to throw money away? That's dumb. You could just store all the ones and get them changed in the bank. If you got such a problem with $1 bills, you could store them all up, take them to the bank and get them changed for the currency that you do want, you idiot. But this guy's throwing them away, throwing away change. Give it to your children. You know what I mean? Store it away. Put it in a little change thing in your car, man. You're throwing it away. You're an idiot. Because wealthy people don't throw nothing away. People that own food factories and all that stuff, like they might have chicken and all that kind of stuff, they don't throw parts of the chicken away. They'll blend that up and they might slap it in chicken nuggets or something like that. They don't throw money or throw things away. If someone's got a pineapple factory, pineapple fields or whatever, they ain't going to just throw every single part of the pineapple away. They're going to save that, man. They're going to try and find a use for it because they don't want no wastage. But this guy was wasting his money being a waste man. Just being a waste man, bro. He's became a waste man, that guy. He would have never thought in his life that he would have ever ended up in that state. Cutting off his beard and he looked like an idiot when he cut off the beard too. He could have trimmed it down, but he cut the thing off completely. Like the guy looks completely, like the way how he walks and everything, man, it just looks disgusting, bro. And every single brother that believes in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is in a better state than that guy now. Now, is repentance still available for a guy like Adrian Broner? Yeah. But where's the evidence that he's trying to do it, though? Where's the evidence, man? Now, Yahweh can do whatever he wants to do with Israelite vessels on earth. That's what we know, right? And people that believe now can end up not believing in the time to come for whatever reason it ends up being, man. But a lot of these Jakes in the world, these worldly Jakes that are now winning and all that, right? They're able to just have women throwing themselves at them, women that they like. They're able to just boy up men. Women will be trying to move from their man to try and get with them, right? In the time to come, those Jakes are going to look absolutely stupid when all hell breaks loose. And now having money don't mean nothing because all these everyday regular civilians are stealing things. And when they come across a person that seems to have, the have-nots are going to be trying to hunt down the haves, man. So money ain't going to mean as much then. All your flashy cars that are gas guzzlers, right, ain't going to mean as much when the petrol price goes sky high through the roof, man. A lot of these Jakes that are rich, that are considered rich, they're rich now in this current economy now. If the economy just changed up and everything went up by 1,000%, they'd realize that they're priced out and they're no different now than the people that they called bums. And now with people that are way more wealth than them, that can still manage to maintain the lifestyle at that economy level, right? The billionaires and the trillionaires, it's not going to ever affect them financially. The changes that's going to happen. It's made to affect the everyday regular people, the middle class to the lower level millionaires, right? To the even hundreds of millions of people, man. They're going to be affected slightly too. But the everyday people and those fakes, like those kind of rich celebrities that might have a bit of 5 million and down and all that, the Anton Daniels kind of jakes, they're going to be catching hell too, man. And they're going to be looking stupid in that time, man. We're all going to look through anyway in that time physically. But guys like in the world, it's starting to show that the evidence is going to be that they're going to be looking crazy as hell, and it's backed by prophecy. Verse 9 again. Then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. They're going to be tormented, man. A guy like Adrian Broner's already tormented now. You know, when he goes home and when he's alone by himself, he's thinking, man, why did I do this with all my money? He's thinking about all the people that screwed him over. And that's why he's became a bit of a hater when he sees another Jake that's doing it, because he's remembering when he used to be the man. Like there's even like Dean the Great is the guy that stream is being on, right? And Dean the Great's like a YouTube boxer that's only for other YouTuber kind of people, right? And there'll be people calling on the stream to ask boxing questions, right? And they're not asking him; they're asking Dean the Great the boxing questions, right? But that's embarrassing because Adrian Broner still got more talent than Dean the Great in boxing, and probably based on some footage I've seen, could be a decent coach. But how are you gonna have a boxing coach that's an alcoholic? He ain't gonna show up on time for your training sessions, is he? He's going to be too drunk, man. He ain't going to be reliable for you to be trusting that he's going to train you, right? Because he'd be too drunk. He could have owned, I wonder if he even owns a boxing gym. That's what made him his most money in his life. He could have at least owned his own boxing gym and tried a little coaching thing, man. People would have, I'm pretty sure in his hometown, people would have wanted to hear what he's got to say about that. But he probably thought he was above that, though. He used to be doing that rapping and all that, having his documentary thing about billions and all this. But he obviously ain't a billionaire, is he? Because why are you having to ask people for money? A cameraman? You know what I mean? It's embarrassing, man. But at one point, he thought he was the man and nobody can't tell him nothing. He was arrogant as hell. Until Marcus Maidana gave him one of the all-time greatest ass whoopings within boxing, man. Marcus Maidana whooped his ass. That guy ain't no joke. That guy gave Floyd Mayweather a hard time both times when he fought him, especially the first time, man. That guy whooped Victor Ortiz's ass. And surprisingly, that guy actually lost. I believe he lost to Amir Khan, man. So could Adrian Broner have beat Amir Khan? I would say no. I would say probably not. Probably no, he couldn't have, man. But maybe he could have because Amir Khan's not got the best chin in boxing. So maybe he could have caught him because he caught Maidana a couple of times. But the guy's just been a real bad state, man. And a lot of Jakes are going to be like that. A lot of these rich Jakes over in the UK that they think they're some rap man and all that, right? They're going to look through, like Getz over here in the UK. He was through, man. When I watched that video of him driving his car, and I was like, man, this guy is an absolute dickhead. Now, when it comes to spitting bars and all that, like, this guy's spitting it, mate. Probably one of the, if not the best, that ever did that in the UK, right? Smooth with it, mate. Right, he had his acting thing going on, but he was alky as well. And when it came to him driving, he's driving, and I'm like, mate, how many warnings does this guy want to stop driving like an idiot? He's driving, having to zigzag through cars, almost hitting people, right? Running through traffic lights, and like the video is like 4 minutes long. I'm like, mate, how many warnings did this guy have all the way leading up to when he ran somebody over to show, listen, man, I should probably just stop and chill? How many warnings? But really, when you think about it the other way, spiritually, all that slowing down of the car when he almost hit somebody out to brake, right? And all the speeding up that he did was done so that he could hit that person that was in that part of the road at that very specific time, man, because Yahweh was tired of him and wanted him to go to where he's at now. So you have to consider that too. All the things that happened to Adrian Broner, all the things that he was hustled and robbed of his money and rinsed out and all that, right? And whatever might have happened to him, all of that happened to make him be in the situation he's in now. Verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty. Now, you know that Adrian Broner loathes the law of Yahweh because he's mad on adultery. The way how this guy's moves is like he's one of them guys that he thinks, oh, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none type of thing, man. Where if he's boys on a woman, he thinks that he can be on her too, and he'll just come in the room, right, and start trying to join in. Like, that's demonic, bro. But that's the kind of thing that he'll thinks cool, man. And that's a thing that's amongst Jake anyway, but that's not righteous, man. We ain't supposed to do that. If your boy's on a woman, she's off limits now forever. That's what it's supposed to be. She's off limits, man. And they can be forgiveness for this because King David did that, right? King David did that, man. With Uriah. With Uriah's wife, I believe it was Uriah's wife. He sent Uriah to the front of the battle so he would die and took his woman, man. Like, he did that, but Yahweh had mercy on him. But when Yahweh never said that what he did was righteous just because it was King David. It was wicked still. Verse 11, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. So all the hell that Jakes that are proud right now in the world are going to be going through guys like Rampage Jackson and all that, right? Because he's another proud Jake as well, man. And he's funny and all that. You might think he's cool and all that. He's funny. The ladies love this geezer and all that, right? He cool. But he's proud as hell and like will say all these kind of things about the Bible. And the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's talking about, man. But then the apostles of Great Millstone, if they was to try and tell people what it is, right? They'd be laughing at them. If the apostles of Great Millstone ended up on one of these Jake's live stream, for example, right? And they were saying things and telling people everything, these people would be sending in text to speech, scoffing, trying to laugh. They'd probably try and mock the fringes and all that. They'd be chatting shit. They wouldn't be like, yeah, this is the truth. They'd be chatting shit, man. Saying, nah, L this and L that, get him off the stream and all that. They'd be running their mouths. But they're the ones that know the truth of what's going on in the world more than majority of people on this earth, if not more than everyone on this earth right now. The apostles know what's going on in the spiritual side, on the right hand side, more than what everyone else knows on this earth. They know. Now on the left hand side of what's going to be coming, the elites of Esau, they know what's coming forth the most. But on the right hand side, we know too. And we know the truth of the matter because they know what they think they want to do, right? And they have the power to somewhat enforce it. But Yahweh's prophecies override that, and the apostles and other brothers and elders, they know that Yahweh's going to override Esau's plans. But Jake's in the world, they don't know Esau's plans or Yahweh's plans, so they're through. And it's going to be shown how lost they are when all hell breaks loose, man. And examples like Adrian Broner show this, man. Verse 13, and therefore be not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. And that's why, like all these jakes in the world, really, there's not no need to even consider how they're going to be destroyed, because we already know that they're going to, man. They're going to be in a destitute position. We know this, right? But the elect brothers, they're going to end up in a situation where they receive mercy from Yahweh, man. And that's the thing that we should really be thinking of, because like every single way that a Jake that's proud can be destroyed, they're going to be destroyed, man. They're going to be. And it's not nothing to be envious of them winning now, because really they're not winning anyway, because the women that they get are hoes, right? When you see these Jakes and they do these videos where they just walk on the street and then they play some like smooth sounding R&B instrumental, and the woman comes up to them and they pass them their phone. Yo, I'ma call you, right? Yo, I'm gonna call you later, right? And all that. All right, that's cool, man. It's smooth. He hits her with the phone, doesn't look. You know what I mean? It's all right. It looks smooth and all that, right? But them women are hoes anyway. That same woman 2 weeks ago was on some next man's thing. It's not like it's no virgin woman of the virgin daughter of Zion, is it? It's a harlot, bro. And if it wasn't you, if okay, you had to, she came up to you to give you her number, right? But for other men, she'll make the other man come up to her and get the number. She's still fighting it around, passing it around. She ain't no choice virgin. know what I mean? Even the pretty ones that might look a bit more innocent, they're still hoes too. They're still, man. Because not every single, just because you're now some super handsome Jake or whatever, well, she might have not known that guys like you even existed. She might have not seen too many guys like you. She might not be from your country. So, and then now you come from your country to this country, right? Most of the people might not wear the chains and all that stuff like you do, but you think she's a virgin because she ain't met no guy that's your height, wears the fragrances you wear, and all of this. No, she's still getting it off. So what did you really gain anyway? A hole still. It's just you got the hole easier than other men got it, but they still got it too. So what are you Jakes in the world really gaining, man? Nothing really when you consider it like that. Right? And that's why the scriptures say this, man. Let me get this. If I'm finding the right place. Yeah, here we go. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. All this streaming stuff where people record their lives and they think that their life's so cool, that everyone has to see it. Maybe some of the things that you do in your day are cool. Maybe you have got a life that's like that. I haven't, but maybe you have, and you think that everyone should see it. And now you're going to ask the chat whether you should do this or whether you should do that. And the chat's obviously going to tell you and send you a way that makes it be entertaining for them because they don't care about your life. Because if you go to jail or get cancelled, guess what? There'll be another person that loves money just as much as you, that they'll watch their stream. And when you listen to them and spaz out, they're going to say, oh, you're stupid. And when you go to jail, they're not going to care. They ain't going to care. Like when Adrian Broner was acting like a complete idiot, right? Groping women and all kind of crazy shit on camera that ain't feeling it, which is a crime, by the way, right? It's a crime. And people in the chat room are saying, oh, go back to him and do this, and because they want to see him on camera, because they want to see him get hemmed up. Because it's mostly Edomites on them chat rooms anyway that just want to laugh at Jake, say racist things, and see Jake be an idiot. And when you watch Black Mirror, it showed that whole live streaming thing was going to become a thing, and showed like there was this one scene in one of the episodes where some Edomite was doing all kind of perverse things on live stream to try and make money so that his wife could get like a certain subscription for health problems and all that, man. He was doing all kind of crazy shit on camera. That's what it's going to get like for some of these Jakes soon, man. If they haven't already did it, they're going to be doing all kind of madness on stream. In some dark room somewhere, something like that, man, for the enjoyment of wicked people, which is already what that live streaming stuff is anyway, man. But let me carry on. Verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. And that's why when the lusts of this world pass away, and now it doesn't matter what your streaming count was and what your Instagram followers were and how much money you had in your bank account, all the people that believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai are going to still be in, well, they're not going to be in the same position, they're going to be in a better position. Because now knowing what the scriptures say means something, because the world's now moved to that part of prophecy where faith was going to become valuable again, right? Where faith was going to be of a high commodity, where when the scriptures say, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in that he knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord. Jeremiah 9:23 to verse 24. When that time comes, right, these people are going to not have that. And they're going to think in their arrogance that they can just try and ask, oh, give me that faith stuff that you got. Give me that scripture stuff and scripture knowledge. Mate, you know how long it takes to know certain basic concepts in the Bible? You know how long it takes to rid your mind of when you think of the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, for it to even be considered a white man that you picture in your mind, and for it to be considered a dark-skinned so-called black man with white woolly hair, white beard, and eyes like a flame of fire. You know how long it takes for you to rid that of your mind? Years, man. It takes years to undo some of the lies when you think about the Israelites, to consider them being your people. It takes years to rid that of your mind, man. That's not just an easy thing. You know how long it takes to rid your mind that God loves everybody? Years. It takes years to rid that out of your mind, man. And with the same way how these jakes didn't want to give us the access to the riches that they have of this world, right? The riches that make you win at the current time, which is fame, fortune, right? Charisma and all these kind of stuff in a worldly way. We ain't going to be wanting to give them the things that are going to allow you to win of the time that we're moving into, because that's ours. And that's where you get the parable of the five wise version and the five foolish. We're going to say, go and get it yourself. Just like if we went up to these jakes in the world right now and said, come on, man, put me on, man. Put me on, gang. Right? Put me on, gang. They're going to say, man, fuck cuz. Man, fuck cuz and all that. They're going to be saying all that. They ain't going to want to just put us on, are they? Well, when it comes to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai and the knowing of the knowledge in that time when all hell's breaking loose, we ain't going to want to put you on. The elect of the nation Israel ain't going to want to put you on, and they're going to be saying, fuck car when it's coming to you. Yeah? You're going to be saying, oh, come on, put me on, man. Teach me the scriptures. Nah. Go out, get your own oil, fam. Yeah? Just like how they would say to us in the world now, go and get your own oil. If we wanted to get on stream, oh, put me on stream. I want to promote, you know what I mean? Promote this lotion brand or some shit that I got, some whatever. They were like, nah, man, put your own self on, gang. What's in it for me, gang? I ain't got time for that. Okay, what's in it for me, gang? When all hell breaks loose, man, what's in it for me, gang? Because I already know all these scriptures, and now all hell's breaking loose. There's people doing all kind of crazy shit. You think I got time to sit down with you? This is Jeremiah 14 and 12. Nah. You go learn it yourself, man. Get a Bible. You know the same Bible that you always had in your house collecting dust? Open it up and start reading it, man. Because I ain't got time, and you ain't going to make a threaten or bully no one into reading it for you neither. It's not going to work. Them men are just going to give you a certain look if you even try to threaten them, and you're going to just know within your spirit, if I try and touch this man right now, something, I can't explain what, but something's going to happen to me, and he doesn't look like he's physically stronger than me maybe, but I got a feeling that if I touch this geezer, it's almost like my hands will fall off. That's what y'all Jakes are going to know, man. Watch. You proud Jakes in the world are soon going to be in a destitute state, man. And the things that you are proud in now ain't going to mean nothing. Like a guy like Anton Daniels, in a world where money don't mean nothing, what's he worth, man? What's he worth? Because if he tries to start coming with his little lame doctrine of what he thinks of the Bible, all that prosperity stuff that he talks ain't going to work because people are going to know it's lies. They're going to know it's lies, man. It ain't going to matter. Verse 18, little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now there are many Antichrists, many anti-Amashayaks, man. Whereby we know that is the last time. There's plenty of people that are against Yahweh in this world. And that's how we know that we're in the last time, in the last days. And a lot of these people are not going to make it, man. And the things that we have, that we're believing in, and gradually and continually, day by day, Lord will increasing in faith in, are going to be more valuable than the worldly things that these people believe in now, that every single day by day are decreasing in value, man. The whole fame stuff is decreasing in value every single day because people are starting to realize that the fame thing is not based on always talent, because certainly these musicians that are becoming popular, they ain't got no talent. It might just be some hoe with a fat ass, right? That other hoes want to follow. And then she gets made famous. And you're like, mate, why is she famous for? And they'll call them, what do they call them, man? Industry plant. Right? But I just wanted to do a video on that anyway, man, that the believers of Yahweh Shem Shai are going to find themselves in a better position than proud, rich jakes in the world when all hell breaks loose. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.